So today I'm going to be doing my review on Love and Marriage DC. Okay? This is my review of season 1, episode 8. So Irena and Winter are at Joe and the Juice. And it's a continuation from last episode where they're having a disagreement regarding Winter creating names for Irena's husband and Ashley's husband. So Irena is explaining to Winter that she doesn't appreciate her making a name for her husband or discussing her husband. And Winter, I don't quite understand why Winter is being defensive instead of owning it and saying, yes, I did make a name for your husband. I think she called him Red Light Special and called Ashley's husband DJ Fun Size. Just own it and say, I did make a name up about them. Don't try to excuse it and say, well, it wasn't meant. You did mean it that way. I mean, it probably just like a little dig, but don't try to act like Irena is crazy by bringing it to your attention, talking about her husband. Whether you think it's funny, she doesn't think it's funny. And so the person you need to be mad at is really Monique, because Monique is the one that went back and told them, and that's supposed to be your friend. And I know it's a show, Monique, so I don't want to give her that much flack because it is a show, and you do have to bring back conversations and everything. And in real life, Monique probably would have never done that, but it's a show. So you need to be mad at Monique, not at Irena, for bringing it to your attention that she didn't appreciate the name for her husband. And so then Irena asked Winter, was she mentally messed up from her relationship? And then Winter got defensive and was like, okay, and Irena said, are you upset? No, my husband didn't have a baby with the nanny. I said, ooh. I said, Irena. Now I think that really hurt Winter a lot. And Winter said, oh, we're not going to talk about that. We're not going to go there. My husband has nothing to do with that. But Winter, that probably was a little hurtful right now. I'm not even going to lie. That probably was like, whew. She probably was taken aback by that. But Winter, I think you could have, smoothed the situation over if you had acknowledged and took ownership and apologized and said, hey, I was doing it. I was trying to be funny. Obviously, you don't appreciate it. I apologize. And I think Irena would have taken it differently. But it's like Winter doubled down on it, and that's why I think the conversation went the way that it did. And so Winter was upset. She was saying, well, your husband was cheating too, Irena. And Irena's like, it's not the same thing. And it is really not the same thing. Irena said she never caught her husband cheating. It's really, in my opinion, not the same situation, because Irena feels she doesn't have any proof of it. So you can't compare the two. And honestly, Winter, if you have proof, you would have said it right then and there. You don't have any proof either, so it's not the same thing. So Winter's like, we're not going to get anywhere with this conversation, and she just wants to leave. And I think that she did the right thing, because you don't have an argument. I don't think Winter has an argument. You made a comment, you made some jokes. Own it. That's it. So then, the next scene, they're having an event in Baltimore. CIAA event. I think it's Irana's and Jamie's event. So they walk in, and Irana, that jacket, that blue jacket with the fur, was the truth, okay? The truth, girl, okay? Let me have that jacket, Irana. And so they walk in, and I think Ashley and DJ Quicksilver, I don't know if they came in at the same time. No, I think they came in after them. And, you know, they got into a conversation about Jamie and DJ Quicksilver was having like just some fun back and forth banter about how he sold out the venue in his city of Baltimore, and DJ Quicksilver was like, well, I forgot what he said, but it was just fun, just out of fun. It wasn't anything serious. So Monique shows up, Tasha shows up, Ashley and Irana, and they're all sitting at the table. And Irana brings up that Winter has made some nicknames for their husbands, and then she tells them that Quicksilver's called DJ Fun Size, and her husband's called Red Light Special. And so Tasha chimes in and says, you know, she didn't think that Winter meant it in the way that it came across, and she wants Monique to check on Winter. And he was like, yeah, you need to check her. And then she's like, no, I mean check on her. So they're going back and forth, and Jamie interrupts and like he wanted to stop the conversation because he didn't appreciate the conversation. So he did random chin like this, was like he's tired of hearing it, he wanted to move on. So she was like, okay, whatever. Monique goes to Winter's house to check on her about everything that's going on, and Monique tells Winter that she went back and told Ashley and Irana about the nicknames that she gave their husbands, and Winter's like, yeah, I know, because her and Irana had a dinner about it, and Irana didn't appreciate it. And so she was expressing to Monique, basically in a nutshell, that she didn't think that Monique was a trusted friend, because she didn't think that Monique would go back and tell them about the nicknames. Which I can understand. It's like, if that's your friend, I would need you not to go back and tell other people, you know, what they said. So, but I also understand that it's a show. So it's kind of hard to kind of like really do like to make sense of this, because it's like in real life, I don't think that would happen. If that's your friend, I don't think you're going to go back and tell them what your friend said about somebody else. So it really doesn't make sense. In real life, I don't think this situation will happen. So it's kind of hard to kind of like go back and forth. But I believe that Winter is upset about the baby comment about her husband having a baby with the nanny. I don't think she signed up for like that ex-husband to be a part of the show, but she was the one who brought it up on the show. So it'd be different if she never said anything about it and then it came out on the show, but she herself said that that's what happened. So, but I guess she doesn't want anybody to talk about it, which I can understand that as well. I don't know. It just doesn't seem like it's a real life scenario if they were friends. Now, if they were acquaintances, I can see Monique going back and telling Irana and Ashley what happened. But if Winter is your friend of 14 years, in real life, I don't think you would go back and tell them what she said. So I can see how Winter is upset about that. It's like, I call you my friend, but then you're having a conversation amongst each other, and then you go back and tell them. So I do understand where Winter is coming from in that regard. Monique also explained to Winter that she doesn't like people making nicknames of her husband's, about her husband. And she expressed that on the other show that she was on. She expressed that. So Monique feels that a jab is a jab, which I do understand. But at the same time, if Winter is your friend and you're going back and telling Irene and Ashley, that's something that's, you know, I can see, like I said, I can see how Winter could be upset about that. Then we get to Irena's house. And in that confessional again, Irena, okay, that silver dress with the bow, okay. I know that's right. Come through, DC. I know that's right, Irena. So they invite the healer back to their house, you know, because they wanted to do a little bit more, you know, get a little bit more understanding of why her husband Jamie's the way that he is. So she comes to the house, you know, they're outside on their deck, and she's talking to them, and then she's saying how, you know, she's getting some energy from them that's a little fake. And I was like, I like the Tylers. Don't get me wrong, I like the Tylers. I like Irena and Jamie. However, as a viewer, it does come off like they are, I'm not gonna say being something that they're not, no, that's not what it is. That they're holding back in the scenes, and you know, it's they're not bringing forth everything, and so then it comes off as a little inauthentic, because it's like, this is not what's really going on in your life. It's something, it's deeper things going on in your life, and I get it, you know. You don't want people to be in your business about everything. I understand that, but it's also a show. And I do like to see the Tylers, you know, on the show. I think they're a fun couple, and I wouldn't want them to be off the show because, you know, the show isn't getting everything that they need from them. And so I can see how sometimes Jamie would be like, Irena, you talk too much. And he doesn't want Irena to say everything about their life. But at the same time, you signed up for the show to show your love, to show marriage. You kind of have to bring up situations and everything that you're going through. So I do understand that part. So I wish they would just just relax and just bring it to the show. Not anything fake. I'm not saying that they're bringing anything fake, but just bring a little bit more to the show. Open up just a little more. And so, I think she's a healer. She says to Jamie that, well, she asked Jamie, you know, he was raised by his dad. When he was 8, when his parents divorced, he went with his dad. And so I think that the healer made a good observation when she said, okay, he was lacking that feminine energy in his life. And so now I see why he comes off as like tough and, you know, direct. And I'm not gonna say bully, but well, Irena said bully, but I'm not. Just kind of like so hard. It's because he was raised by his dad. I'm not excusing his behavior. I am just explaining why he's probably that way. And so I understand it. I understand it. He's raised by his dad, so tough. He's tough, everything, no feminine energy. So when he has feminine energy around, it's like foreign to him. It's foreign. It's like, this is the only way that I know how to communicate, you know? And now that he knows that's what it is, and it, just like the healer said, he kind of like bit down on his teeth when she said it, like it hit a nerve. I think now that he knows, you know, that's what it is, he can work on it, you know. You don't have to be that way all the time. You don't have to show tough love all the time. You could be a little softer sometimes, you know. And I think that's what Irena was saying. And then she was telling Irena she still, you know, wants to be perfect and show off this type of perfection that really doesn't exist, to be quite honest with you. Nobody is perfect. So I don't think she meant it in a way where like the way she wears makeup and dressing. I don't think she means it that way. And I don't think that, because I don't think wearing makeup and dressing up and everything is a form of perfection. I just think that's just confidence and everything. I think what she means is not portraying who she really is, like from the inside, or showing like what's going on in her life, not the actual outside of the life. Like her outside appearance. I don't think she meant it that way, because there are a lot of women who wear makeup, myself, who dress nice, and you know, you just want to look presentable. So I think Irena is open to that as well. She's going to work on, you know, not trying to be a perfectionist so much, because nobody's perfect. Nobody, not even me, not even Rochelle. I'm not perfect. Am I? I'm not perfect. So I think that was a good idea for the healer to come back and talk to them so that they can work on themselves and their relationship. And she pretty much said what I think the viewers are seeing, that it's coming off a little inauthentic. Just a little inauthentic. I don't think they're inauthentic. Like I said, I just think that they're holding back all of their information. You know, they don't want you to know everything, which is understandable, but you just got to bring it in a little bit more. Oh, then Monique and Chris has, like, they goes to this, what is it called? 2 Score Fitness, and they're working out together. And pretty much they're just talking about how, you know, Monique said she expressed to her friends how Chris is not always, well, she said she complains to her friends. And Chris is like, well, do you say anything good about me? And I kind of like agree with Chris, because it's like, Monique, I don't think Monique is doing it intentionally. You know, she's just talking, expressing herself to her girlfriends, you know, how Chris is. But at the same time, Chris did have a good point. Do you give me like any credit? Do you say any good things about me as well? And I believe they love each other. They have a good marriage. They're just at a point where the kids are a little older. Like Monique said, she wants to work at the radio station, and Chris also wants to do other things as well. He wants to be a coach at a college. So I think it's just them finding their different avenues. Monique coming from just being a housewife, and then Chris coming from the NFL, trying to find his new way. Monique trying to find her new way. I think that's what the issue is. Them trying to get balance with that, you know, as well as balance with the kids, you know. So not too much about, you know, not too much. Nothing major, nothing serious, you know, just trying to find who they are now in 2022. Because the marriage when he was playing NFL, I mean, who they were, he was playing in the NFL, is different now. It's different. So I think they're just trying to figure that out. They have a good relationship. When they were laughing at the end, I was like, yeah, Chris and Monique, they're good. They have a good friendship. Just a little hiccups right now, but I think they can work through everything. So the guys get together at Bar One, which I didn't know they had a Bar One. Where's that Bar One? Is it in Baltimore, DC, or Virginia? I don't know where. I gotta look it up. I didn't know Peter had a Bar One in this area. So Chris, Quick, Jamie, and Kevin. They all meet up. You know, Peter comes by and speaks to the guys and everything, you know. And then Kevin comes in. And I'm gonna be quite honest with you, I didn't know what Kevin was talking about. He said absolutely nothing. Maybe I need to rewatch the show, but he's talking about a book about love, and I didn't understand. Maybe they cut it out. I missed what he was saying. I didn't see how he's not a scammer. He did not defend the scammer comment. He's like, oh, I'm still married to her, and you know, that's not my ex-wife, that's my wife. I still wear my wedding ring. Kevin, you didn't say anything. Unless the show cut it out, or unless I missed it, I didn't get anything. All I saw was he put up a book that Winter wrote about being in love or something. So maybe I need to rewatch the show all over again, but I didn't understand what he was talking about. And then at the end, the guy's like, yeah, now we understand now, so maybe the show cut it out, but I didn't get anything from that scene. Nothing. The way I went in is the way I came out of it, so hopefully next week we'll find out something else, but I didn't understand it. Then we're at Monique's house, and they're all planning. Well, Monique is planning a trip for them to go away to her house, and Irina and Jamie shows up, and then my girl Irina comes in with the fur coat. That fur coat, I said, Irina, girl, that fur coat, everything. Let me have that coat. That fur coat was so beautiful. I think Irina dressed so nice to me. Like, she's so well dressed. I love her pieces. I do. Okay. So Irina and Jamie shows up, Ashley and Silva, and then Latasha. I believe that's her name, Latasha. And basically Monique just tells them that she's going to have, you know, they're going away on a trip, but that she invited Winter, but Winter won't, she's not going to stay. She's just going to come with the therapist. That's it. And then she's going to leave. She's not spending the night. And then Chris says that he invited Kevin and everything. So I guess all of that is going to happen in the next episode. So Irina and Ashley they were shocked that Winter would be invited, but like I said, it's a show. Of course, Winter's gonna come, you know. It's a show, basically. So I guess we'll see what happens in the next episode. So I'll see you guys in the next episode. Bye.